Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome again, my esteemed students. In today's lesson, we will talk about some vocabulary, and mainly we will talk about until and by, and future time phrases or expressions. So this lesson number 3, will be about vocabulary, mainly until, by, and future time phrases or expressions. Let's begin our lesson number 8. Read the information about by and until. Listen to me, my students. Until and by. We use until to talk about an activity that will continue up to a certain point in the future. For example, I will be studying until 6 p.m. So here the meaning is at 6 p.m. the situation will be changed and I will stop studying. We use by to say that an activity will happen before or at a certain point in the future. Example, I will finish my homework by 6 p.m. That means sometime before 6 p.m. I will finish my homework. We often use the phrase by the time followed by a clause. It's not possible to add a clause directly after by. Like, by the time you arrive, we will have decorated the room. By the time you arrive, we will have decorated the room. Here we have to notice that we sometimes use till instead of until in informal spoken and written English. So, until is more formal than till, and sometimes we can use till instead of until in informal spoken and written English. After reading now, let's go to exercise number B. Work in pairs. Explain the meaning of each sentence in your own words. We have some sentences here and we have to rephrase. We have to explain the meaning of these sentences. Number A, for example, number 1. Number 1 has two sentences. The first one, he will be in Cairo until 8 p.m. He will be in Cairo until 8 p.m. Here the meaning is at 8 p.m. he will leave Cairo. Number B, he will be in Cairo by 8 p.m. So at 8 p.m. sometime before 8 p.m. he will arrive in Cairo. Because here in number B we use by, so the meaning is different from the previous one. The meaning is sometime before 8 p.m. he will arrive in Cairo. Number 2, I won't finish until lunchtime. I will finish, the meaning here is I will finish, but it will take me until lunchtime. So before lunchtime I can't finish. I will finish, but it will take me till lunchtime. Number B, I won't have finished by lunchtime. When lunchtime arrives, I won't have finished. I won't have finished. So I can't finish my work. I can't finish my work even if the lunchtime arrives. Number 3, I will work until the program starts. Here the meaning, When the program starts, I will stop working. I will stop working because my work will finish. My work will finish at the beginning of the program. Number B, I will have done the work by the time the program starts. The meaning here is, when the program starts, I will have done the work. I will have finished the work when the program starts. Number 4, we can repair your car by Saturday. So your car will be fixed, will be repaired, and ready for you to collect on Saturday. On Saturday. Number B, we can work on your car until Saturday. When Saturday comes, we won't have any more time to work on your car. When Saturday comes, we won't have any more time to work on your car. And finally, number 5, I can stay till 10 p.m. I will have to leave at 10 p.m. I will have to leave at 10. Whereas the following one, I have to leave by 10 p.m. I have to leave just before or at 10 p.m. After doing this exercise number B, my dear students, you can see the answers. You can compare your answers with these answers. These are the possible answers of exercise number B. You can look at them carefully. Now let's do something else. Let's go to the workbook, and especially let's go to exercise number A. Exercise number A says, choose the correct word to complete the sentences. Here we have to use by, we have to choose by or until. Number 1, he will have arrived until by 3 p.m. By. Number 2, the work on your car will be finished until or by next Tuesday. Yes, here the answer is by. The work on your car will be finished by next Tuesday. Number 3, she will be at school until or by she is 18. The answer is she will be at school until she is 18. Number 4, I will have learned to drive until or by the time I am 18. The answer is I will have learned to drive by the time I am 18. Number 5, it will have been finished until by the end of the year. The answer is it will have been finished by the end of the year. Number 6, will your cousin be staying until by Friday? The answer is until. Will your cousin be staying until Friday? Number 7, we will have to check out of the hotel until by 11 a.m. We will have to check out of the hotel by 11. And number 8, the final sentence is, I will know the result until by the time you call. Here I will know the result by the time you call. Here you can see my students the answers. The first one by, the second by, the third is until, fourth is by, the fifth is by, the sixth is until, the last two ones are by. Exercise number B, rewrite each sentence using until, by, or by the time, so that means the same as the sentence above it. Here we have to rephrase, to reform the sentences, but we have to have the same meaning of the previous sentences. Example, the course will finish on June 30th. The course will continue until June 30th. Or the course will be finished by the end of June. Number 1. I will finish writing the essay on Saturday. I can say, I will finish writing the essay by Saturday. By Saturday. I will be awake just before 8 a.m. I can see it in other words like I will be awake by 8 a.m. Number 3. When this letter arrives, I will be in London. I can say by the time this letter arrives, by the time this letter arrives, I will be in London. Or I can say it, I will be in London by the time this letter arrives. Number 4. They will tell you if you have got the job before the end of the week. It becomes, they will tell you if you have got that job by the end of the week. By the end of the week. Here are the answers in front of you. You can look at them carefully and compare them to your answers. After looking at these questions and checking them, let's do something else. Number D in your course book. Number D says, look at the examples in the table below. Then add the words in the books to the table to make time phrases. Here in the books we have year, evening, night, January, next year, tomorrow, Monday after next. We have to put these expressions, these time phrases, in the proper position. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, we can say tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. So here after tomorrow we can put these expressions which are relating to the parts of the day, I mean morning, afternoon, evening and night. Next one, the day after tomorrow, the week after next. We can put the Monday after next. The third one is next. We can say next Monday, next month, next year, next January. We can put days of the week, any month like January, February, and years. The fourth part is this time. This time next week. So here's the meaning of at this time next week, this time next year, this time tomorrow. After doing this exercise orally, you can see the words tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, the day after tomorrow, the week after next, the Monday after next, next Monday, next month, next year, next January, this time next week, this time next year, this time tomorrow. Now let's read these notes because they are so important to every one of you. Read the notes below about time phrases. Time phrases. The first point, we use next week, next month, next year, next Monday to mean that the week or month or year or Monday just after the present one. We don't need to use the. Example, I am going to Tripoli next week. There is no need to say I am going to Tripoli the next week. We don't need to use the here. You have to note that. The following point, instead of saying next morning, next afternoon, next evening, next night, we say tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. The third one, we use the after when we are referring to day or week, month, year, which is further ahead in the future. Example, I will see you the day after tomorrow. She will spend the month after next doing a computing course. So here we use the plus after when we are referring to day or week or month or any phrases, time phrases here, which is further ahead in the future, like I will see you the day after tomorrow. She will spend the month after next doing a computing course. And finally, we use the next month, the next year, the next week to refer more precisely to a period starting at the moment we are speaking. Example, if today is Wednesday and I say I will be staying here for the next week, I mean the 7 other days, the 7 days from Wednesday onwards. Here we have to draw our attention carefully to these expressions, to these time phrases. The first one is next, next week, next month, etc. The second one is tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. The following one is the and after, and finally the next. Now let's do the last exercise in our course book, in our workbook, exercise number D, and by doing it we can conclude this lesson. Number D, complete the sentences. Complete each sentence with a time phrase from the books. Tomorrow, after next, February, evening, next 4 months, Tuesday after next, and this time. We want to read these sentences carefully to specify which one of these words, of these time phrases, is the best. Number 1 is done, but I will read it. I will be taking my final exams next February. Number 2, the team will spend the preparing for the African Cup of Nations. The team will spend the next 4 months. The team will spend the next 4 months preparing for the African Cup, the Africa Cup of Nations. Number 3, my father will be coming back morning. I can put tomorrow here. My father will be coming back tomorrow morning. Number 4, we will be catching our flight Yes, it is. It's right, my students. I think you have chosen Tuesday after next. So the sentence becomes, we will be catching our flight the Tuesday after next. Number 5, I wonder where we will all be this time next year. Number 6, did you realize that the holidays start the month after next? And finally, are you coming to the cinema tomorrow evening? Are you coming to the cinema tomorrow evening? And by completing doing this exercise, we can conclude our lesson, my dear students. I think this lesson is so interesting and easy to be understood. Here the main thing is how to differentiate, how to make some differences between until or till, let's say, and by, and I think you can get the benefit, you can get the core of this lesson. And finally, I want to say to all the students, to all my dear students, goodbye and see you in the next class. Goodbye.